Friday. Hope everyone is doing good. Hope you survived this week. We missed you yesterday. It was an absolute crap weather day. There was no way I was cooking outside yesterday. So I just took the day and I actually got a media package sent out to a brand. So looking forward to maybe hearing back from them. Hi Cookie, how are you doing? Hopefully almost done work for the day. I'm gonna scroll on up and welcome everyone else in. Hello to Kimmer's Brewery, good to see you. Yeah, happy Friday, everyone. Sammy's at work with us today, so he'll be home, a couple hours from now. All good there. Ampersand giving us the weather report as always. I love that. Yeah, today it started out like not very nice, but it's slowly clearing up as the sun comes out here and as the day goes on, so good to go. I'm all dressed for the weather too. You're looking great today. Hello, good to see you. We had Jen with a 26-month resub. Holy heck, over 2 years already. And then Cookie with a tier 2. So that's 2 entries for you into the raffle. 28-month streak. And we can also say this stream today is for the Real Magic Cookie. He saved up 75,000 of his pots and pans points just watching the stream. Didn't cost him anything. And asked me to make some grilled cheese and tomato soup. So that's what we're going to cook up today for lunch. Hello to Flower the Talking Flower. Hope you're doing good. Jelly filled. How's the day so far? So far, so good. Yep, had a good sleep. Feeling a bit like slow. Maybe a touch low energy, but excited to cook this food today. Maybe once we eat this deliciousness, we'll be pumped full of life. It's pouring rain on the West Coast today. Ooh, I'm glad we don't have that. Just a little bit cool and breezy today, so that's all good. Paloozer, it's never a bad day for grilled cheese and tomato soup. That's also a fact. Hello, Dongs for thee. How are you doing? So excited to play with your new toy. What did you get? What did you get, Jelly? And yeah, I think my allergies are also getting a touch better this week too. Feeling better. I think just with the cooler weather, there's more or less pollen in there. Feeling better. No classes today, Flower. Awesome. A self-care day. Well, enjoy it. Happy that you could spend a little bit of time with us. And Mr. Slothman, hello, friend. Thank you so much for the 10 months in a row. 2 more months, and that's a VIP badge for you. Once you get to the 1 year mark, absolutely insane. And Jelly, you got a VR headset? Which one? Which one? Sammy and I have been dabbling a bit more in the VR again too. A little Beat Saber in our life. Okay, so menu for the day. This is for Cookie. I had originally asked Magic Cookie if he had like any specific cheeses or anything like that they wanted in the grilled cheese. They left it up to me. So here's what's going down for the day. First things first, I did make a sourdough bread dough, but we're actually not going to use it for today's stream. I just thought we would go through the process together of how to shape it and bake it. And then we're actually going to be using the sourdough bread on Sunday for our French toast. Is one thing for French toast is you do want the bread a little bit drier or a couple days old, and that way it won't get as soggy inside the middle of the French toast when we soak it in the egg batter mixture. So yeah, we're making our sourdough bread today for Sunday, and then we're actually using some cheese bread from Sam's work to make our grilled cheeses today. So cheese bread plus more cheese inside. And then I chose, or let's say Sam chose, because he was the one that did grocery shopping yesterday, smoked Gouda cheese, as well as some aged cheddar. Gotta have that like orange color. It's just so satisfying. And then we got the roasted tomato soup. Got fresh basil in the house that we'll throw in there when we blend it up. And then we can garnish with some of our chili garlic oil that we made last week. I thought that would be nice. Or if you wanted a creamier version of the tomato soup today, you could always drizzle a little bit of cream in there and stir it in before eating it. So yeah, good recipes linked today for both things. I think we can go over them a little bit before we start. This is quite a simple meal today, like Ampersand was, or did it Paloozer say earlier? Yeah, just go knock one tomato soup out for yourself. It only takes a few minutes, really. It's true. It's true. It should be a pretty quick and easy stream today. Feeling really good about it. And yeah, with the weather today, like totally fall is here. And Rando even said that there was frost on the truck this morning when Finn went to work. It's here. Cozy on up. Heavier meals are in our future. Stick to your ribs good. DJ Beats. Hello, Kate. I'm new to flour dough. What do you do when your dough is watery? Can you keep kneading it? I would honestly add a little bit more flour, just a sprinkle in, and then keep kneading it. And if it's still too sticky, then add a bit more flour and knead it in again. But it shouldn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes to mix your bread dough. So if it's taking longer than that, maybe your recipe is a bit messed up. And Paloozer, thank you so much using your Prime Gaming sub here on the channel. So they do that by hooking up their Amazon Prime with Prime Gaming through Twitch, and that gives them 1 free sub on Twitch per month. So thank you for the 15 months together, Paloozer. Comfort food, Chase. Totally. Thanks to MagicCookie for requesting this one today. One of my faves. Dongs, you didn't grill your cheese. You broiled your sandwich open face. Oh, that works too. Well, we will probably do open face in a pan today. Probably open face in a pan on the stove top. We'll see what kind of pans we can come up with here. And hi, White Dove, how are you doing? Good to see you. Or in your case, Paloozer, your brother's Prime. Hey, that works too, right? As long as you make use of it, I think that's what matters the most. Don't let it go to waste. It's a really great way to support creators. How much water can you add by rule of thumb, DJ Beats? I'm not sure. What type of bread are you trying to make right now? And Softman, thank you for gifting 2 subs to the channel just now. To some people that have already been around for a little bit of time. Welcome to the Kitchen Crew, DJ Beats. We're just going over some bread techniques, let's say. And then Sauce also gifting a sub to Dongs for Thee. Welcome back to the Kitchen Crew, Dongs for Thee. Just a flour tortilla chip. Oh, yeah, if it's too sticky, just keep adding a bit more flour until we get to the window test point. So you should be able to stretch your dough until it's thin enough you can see through without the gluten strands breaking right away. So that's the window test. Okay, let's get into it. Got the recipes linked for myself today. So first one there is the art of the perfect grilled cheese from Serious Eats, plus 20 variations. If you get bored of the same old grilled cheese, there's 20 variations in there to switch it up. You're welcome, DJ Beats. And hi, Tony. Hello to FCB as well. I hope you are all doing good this week. Okay, so what does Serious Eats say? Anything special that we need to know about grilled cheese? This is what they say. A grilled cheese is a grilled cheese, right? I mean, it's the first meal that most of us learn how to cook at home by ourselves. It's the perfect midnight snack or soup dipper. It's great for kids, but it's never turned down by an adult. It's salty, gooey, crisp, buttery, and comforting in all the right ways. I would say so, hey? I would say so. Thank you, White Dove, gifting this up to Hector, HSC. Welcome to the Kitchen Crew, Hector. And yeah, really good recipes links. So save those for yourself or pop on over in our Discord. We have 3.5 years worth of recipes there. BB Bubs, thank you for the 16-month resub. That's an entry into the raffle for you. Oh my God. Sam's doing walkie-talkie on my watch for BB Bubs. BB Bubs. How's your Friday, sir? How's it going? Cookie. Thank you for the 1,785 biddies, evening up our food truck fund. We got 633,000 now, 63%. Insanity, guys. Thank you for all of the love and the support with our goals. Hello, Rose. Welcome in. So good to see everyone filing in right away. Grilled cheese, tomato soup, several different recipes, total comfort food. Okay, keep going on here through our article. You know, before you even bite into a grilled cheese, whether it's going to be transcendent or not, in a really good one, the cheese slowly oozes from the edges. The bread's face is an even golden brown that's suffused with butter. Oh God, pick it up and you can feel the butter in the bread, but it doesn't leave your fingers greasy, at least not too greasy. While the crust is crisp, yet flexes ever so slightly, revealing a layer of tender crumb underneath. And that's all before you shove that glorious cocktail of textures into your fat mouth. What? Who wrote this? So what are the secrets to the best grilled cheese? We've learned a thing or two over the years. Here are our best tips and favorite recipes. Boom! Can't wait. I heckin' love grilled cheese. Thank you, Kimmers, for the 500 biddies, as well as Tony Clifton contributing 200 biddies. Mr. Slothman gifting a sub to Tony Clifton. Welcome back to the kitchen crew, Tony. FCB, how's your week of work going so far? Hello, Drunken Buddha, good sir. Can we quickly get a shout out for Drunken Buddha? How is your week going? And happy Friday to you. Hopefully you got some tasty foods planned for this weekend, whether you're streaming them or not. FCB, thank you for the 1,000 biddies. Appreciate that. I think that is actually your last 2 entries into the raffle. You maxed out the 20 of them. So thank you and good luck. Good luck. Okay, so grilled cheese defined. These are the rules that we must follow. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pro tips here. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, FCB, you got your vacation planned. Are you going somewhere special? Getting a little rest in your life? So a grilled cheese must be a closed sandwich griddled on both sides. Have cheese as the primary ingredient. Other ingredients can complement the cheese, but they must not overwhelm it. It must be made with sliced bread. Thus, a sandwich made with a whole crust on loaf like a panino or a cubano does not qualify as a grilled cheese. Be served hot all the way through with the cheese thoroughly melted, and it must be cooked on a flat greased surface until golden brown. In extreme circumstances, it may be cooked on an outdoor grill over an open fire. A grilled cheese may never be baked or deep fried. Those are all the rules. I think we can easily follow those today. Nice. You're going to Colorado? Fun. I've never been there before. Definitely a place on my list that I want to check out. Wait, grilled cheese dumplings? What the heck is that? That sounds delish. White Dove, so if you do an open one, will that be considered a grilled cheese then? I don't think so. I think the first line must be a closed sandwich. But I mean, let's be honest here, White Dove. There's only one person that is making these rules. We don't have to follow them. You make your grilled cheese however you want, whatever makes you happy, right? These are just some pointers that we could follow if you're getting pretty serious about grilled cheese. Of course, you can post a link. Thank you for asking permission as well. Deep fried grilled cheese. Yeah, probably overkill. Hey, Cookie? I can't even imagine. Okay, sounds good, Sloth. Enjoy that phone call. Yeah, Tony, nice. Asking FCB if they need any suggestions for vacay. Okay, so that's our grilled cheese. So we know that today we got a cheese bread. So right off the bat, I'm gonna honestly say the bread that we're using today is like baked into a long sort of baguette dealio and then sprinkled with cheese on top. So I was just gonna like slice it open and griddle it that way. So right off the bat, White Dove, I'm already not following the rules. Already a cross against our name for grilled cheese. Hello, Titan, and thank you for the 22 months together, duder. How is your week going? I'm sorry, yeah, that you were pouting yesterday. We couldn't stream. It was so cold and windy out. Should have seen there was like a straight up layer of dust that I had to clean off of the outdoor kitchen this morning. Couldn't imagine cooking yesterday and having that go in all the food. Whoa. Those look so fancy. Some little hors d'oeuvres. The grilled cheese dumplings. Week was good. It's been good, Titan. Yeah, it's been good. Went by really fast, I feel. Okay, so just writing down the things we need to know. Grilled cheese, we need our bread. Let me ask this real quick before we get carried away. Do you butter your bread on the outside? Or do you use mayo on the outside of your bread? This is a controversial one, so please feel free to weigh in. And thank you to my dad, Vanna Handyman, for subscribing 38 months in a row already. What? Thank you, Dad. Grilled cheese and mater soups. Yeah, butter. Hi, Mish. Hi, Mish. How are you feeling? You resting up? You healing on the mend? Cookie, you like both methods, whether it's the butter or the mayo? The recipe mentions mayo as an option as well. Oh, see, I haven't even read through all that way. I'm glad you noticed it. So like, I like to do mayo. I am not someone who often has butter out on the counter. So like for me to just go soften butter just to make a grilled cheese, I'll just grab the mayo from the fridge. And this process, let's say, or technique using mayo instead of butter, I think that was from originally Chef David Chang. And I have to say is like we adopted that when making grilled cheeses for our restaurant. And it worked really good. Like we could prep them a few days in advance and not have it go soggy, and it crisps up so nice. And I guess depending on the mayo you use, it'll either be like greasy or perfectly crisp. And I think that the mayo gives like a really nice even coating on the bread, so you get really even griddling later on too. So there's just a little tidbit on that. If you've never tried the mayo on your grilled cheese, definitely try it out. Let me know what you think. I'm interested. Both are good, Chase. Depends on what I have. Fact, yeah. Good. Use butter, but your roommate uses mayo, White Dove. Cool. Thanks for the info, guys. Mish, your arm is a lot better. Went to work today for the first time since the accident. Okay, well, rest up. Rest up. Glad to hear that you were able to go to work today, though. BB Bubs, David Chang must have been friends with your childhood friend's grandma. Mayo on grilled cheese is a long-standing practice. Yeah, like I've only heard about it, what? Within like the last 7 or so years? Miracle Whip or a good tartar sauce, Rose? Okay, that's pretty crazy. I've never tried that. But thanks for the inspiration for future grilled cheeses. And Aileen Creative, thank you for the raid and the host. I hope you had a great stream today. Thank you for sharing your community with us. What did you get up to? Hello, Nike, my dude. Oh yeah, Nike hates mayo, so that's a hard no for them. And that's okay, right? So our cheeses, smoked Gouda. And then just some cheddar. Because orange. That's it. That's the grilled cheese. So we'll prep our bread, get it sliced, get it mayoed. Mayo our bread, and then stuff it with the cheese. And I mean, the easiest way to make a grilled cheese is actually doing it open face. So you griddle both pieces of bread at the same time, and then you just close it up afterwards. Drunken Booty, you have some foods in mind for this weekend? A nice one. Sweet. Glad to hear it. Lots of fun, Aylin. You did cookies and burrito chip dip. Cool. Well, I hope it turned out delish. We're just getting started here, so perfect time for a raid. Okay, next step. So the grilled cheese, pretty simple. I mean, we can do all of those tasks while our tomatoes are roasting for the soup. So next one, tomato soup. We need to roast tomatoes. And I'm gonna roast those with some garlic, some onion, probably some herbs in there. Pump it full of flavor. Maybe even a little bit of red wine. Hello, Hot Carl. Happy Friday to you as well. Hope you're having a good week. Rose, it's a little sweeter with Miracle Whip and tartar sauces in Germany. A lot different from what we have. Might want to do a test run, right? Well, thank you for all of the info. And FCB, what? Gifting us up to Drunken Buddha, fellow Twitch partner, and someone who also streams cooking on Twitch every now and then. Welcome to the kitchen crew, Drunken Buddha. Crushing us with subs. Okay. Let me look at this recipe. Let's be honest here, or I'm gonna be honest. I've never really done a roasted tomato soup before. Let's see what we need. So she uses 2 different types of tomatoes. What we got here to use, picked up some really, really nice tomatoes on the vine from the market. So we got 2 packages of those to roast up. I was thinking just for like extra tomato flavor, because I don't have tomato paste, is we'll use a can of the San Marzano in there as well, just to make sure that we have enough. And I just really like the flavor of those tomatoes in general. And then they use garlic, olive oil, salt and pepper, onion. They do a little bit of bell pepper, which I like. I think I have a couple of really small ones in there that we can throw in the roasting pan. Oh, what? I did not expect this one. Potato for thickening. I don't even know if I have any potatoes, so I'm probably gonna leave that out. And then just to loosen it up so that we can actually blend this later without it being very thick, is we need some vegetable broth. And then when we finish blending it, is a big handful of fresh basil leaves. I don't like to put the basil in too early because I find that just like cooks the flavor out a bit, and then it becomes brown when you blend it in and cook the basil, rather than it staying like really fresh and green when you blend it in at the end. So a couple pointers on that. They roast the tomatoes at 430 degrees Fahrenheit. I wasn't gonna go that high. I was thinking like maybe 375 F. And I mean, you're just kind of watching to see that the tomatoes are cooking down and softening. And if we get some caramelization on there, that's the best, because that means that we're also building up the flavor the whole time, right? So I think we'll start with roasting the veggies and getting that going, and then we'll prep our grilled cheese. And then another thing that we have today, like I said, is we have some sourdough bread dough that I mixed up yesterday, just off stream, right? And we're gonna bake that up today so that it can kind of sit and get ready for Sunday, so we can make some proper French toast. Apple pie French toast going down Sunday for brunch. I'll just look at the recipe to see what that bakes at for the sourdough bread. I also linked that one for us today. It's the last one there. I can also say that this sourdough bread can be made to make the grilled cheeses today too, which is why I thought I would show you. So 350 Fahrenheit for the sourdough. So we'll probably get that going into the oven once the tomatoes and veggies have roasted for the soup. And then they say 40 to 50 minutes for bake time on that loaf. And it's in a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan. I'll just show you what we'll use later on for it. Is this little guy. Okay, so I'll just pop that to the side, and then I think the first thing I'm gonna do is get the Traeger started and heating up our oven. And then from there, we'll get our roasting pan and start cutting up all the stuff. Should be really quick getting everything prepped to roast, because I mean, I'm gonna let the blender do most of the work for me later on. So leave it nice and chunky, it's gonna roast, soften up, no problem. Let the blender do the work for us later. FCB, yeah, gifting the sub to Drunken Buddha. That's so awesome. Going to see TSO and catch a couple of AVs and Nuggets game. Nice. Other than that, just relaxing. In Danish, you call French toast poor soldiers. Why is that, Mish? Is there a funny history behind that? What kind of cheese are we using for the grilled cheese? We're doing smoked Gouda and aged cheddar today. Thanks for posting the menu, Cookie. Beverly Hills Royalty. Hello, thanks for the follow. Don't envy? Tip, use basil oil at the end. That's a pro tip. We're gonna garnish with some chili garlic oil today, spice up our life, and we're actually loading in a couple good handfuls of fresh basil that we'll pick off the plant later on. Hi, Clemmy. I am having a great day so far. We're just getting started here. Hope you're also having a good one. Almost at the weekend. Okay, let's get this oven on. I'm gonna do 375F. Anything in here? No. Okay, awesome. And yeah, cooking today, it's gonna keep me warm. It's definitely cooling off out here. So it's time to get moving. I was like, wait, Squigs, you can't take my Sammy, but I can make you some soup. Grilled cheese Sammy, yes. But my Sammy, I don't know. Okay, we are using today for roasting our favorite Lloyd pan. We got an Amazon affiliate link if you want to pick it up for yourself. We've used this pan for first task was making Detroit style pizzas. And then from there, we've used it for many, many, many other things, including desserts too. I know Cookie picked one up for himself and a couple other people. The pans are magical, Chase. I can't wait to get more. I think that'll be my next media package send out. Hit up Lloyd pans and see what they can do for us. Squigs, are we smoking the cheese? It's already smoked. I guess Sammy said that was the only Gouda they had at the store was a pre-smoked one. Yeah, I'll take Sammy too. Fire up the Traeger and we can spend all day smoking. Okay, pan's there. We got tomatoes. What do we think? Probably open up this can of tomatoes first and like line the roasting pan that way. And then I'll just quickly go grab some onion, garlic, and herb. Be right back. Oh yeah, it's toasty in here. The last 2 heads of garlic, bell pepper, got some thyme. Farmer's market, use a big, big onion. One more red pepper, might as well. Nice one. I've returned with the goods. Can you do cold smoke on the Traeger? You can, Ampersand. Yeah, that is like why we specifically bought that version, the Timberline, is it has the highest or largest temperature variation on it. So it goes anywhere from 165 degrees Fahrenheit, so cold smoke, all the way up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which not all of them do that. So yeah, we picked this one up for the versatility, and so far so good. Just gonna unpackage all this goodness and then we'll get started. Did I bump that? Yes, I did. picked these tomatoes up, or I should say Bran and Finn picked these up on Tuesday from the farmer's market, and I've had them sitting out on the counter all week so far, ripening up. They look so perfect. Holy. Okay, put my chef's knife on the steel. Maybe same with the paring knife, and away we go here. This is all the deliciousness. Thank you, Don't Envy. I am a very large fan of tomatoes. I always say tomato, cucumber, and berries. Probably my favorite produce that I could never live without. Tomato, cucumber, and any type of berry. There we go. So, like I said, let's start with just our can of San Marzanos. We'll line the bottom of the roasting pan with that. Then maybe we'll drizzle some olive oil into that next, and then start distributing our veggies throughout. Anyone else in chat ever done a roasted tomato soup? I'm gonna actually prop this up here. Sweet. That way you can see as I work on this. I'm gonna scrape the bit of tomato off of the lid here. FCB, thank you so much. Gifting a sub to Don't Envy. Welcome to the kitchen crew. Flower, you've done roasted tomato soup before? Did you love it? Like, I was looking at a few different recipes online, and some of them used canned tomatoes and just roasted it. And then others used fresh tomatoes. So I was like, what if we just did a mixture of both? Probably get the best flavor that way, right? Okay, so there's that. Didn't even really fill it out. Kind of crush it up if you want. Pre-oven. Okay, so leave that spoon in there just for distribution. And then I'm gonna take some of our extra virgin olive oil, get some of that swirled around in there. Will help everything from drying out later when we roast. Thank you for the follow, TLT10. Welcome in. Mish, you love tomato soup. We'll add to the meal plan for next week. 'Tis the season, I would say, right? 'Tis the season. Okay, just gonna clear this over, and we'll start with our onion next. That's a farmer's market onion as well. Right, Cookie. Okay, so if you use different tomatoes, you'll get more flavor. Thank you for the pro tip. Just cutting that off. It was a bit dry. What a nice onion. Okay, so from here, remember I said we can just chunk this up. Should roast pretty quickly, so I'm just cutting it into thirds across this way first. And then we can come back across and cut little cubes the other way. Flower, you didn't put any peppers in though, and you used fresh tomatoes, but I can see that you get more depth with both. Right. Yeah, I liked this one. I was like, oh, that's a good way to use up some bell pepper. You probably won't taste it later on. It'll add really nice color. And maybe a bit of extra sweetness compared to the acidic tomato. So we'll take that, distribute that throughout the pan. And then as these roast, I'm gonna assume that it'll roast for about an hour. at 375. We'll probably stir it a couple times just to get nice even caramelization the whole time. I did 2 heads of garlic here, guys. I was like, no skimping. I want to use these up. Are we going to use all of it? See what we end up with here once I have it peeled. Cookie, you have a wonderful Pro cocktail blender, but it is unfortunately too small to do a large batch of soup. You usually have to scale your recipes down. Really have had your eye on the Vitamix for some time. Honestly, we love ours. And I mean, like, ours isn't even the basic model, but it's so worth it. I really have to say that. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more cloves of garlic. And as I was saying, like, to View, and I think last week, because he was asking about a blender, is like, just wait for it to go on sale, because every now and then the Vitamix does go on sale. So yeah, don't pay full price for it. It's already expensive to begin with. So if you can wait it out for that perfect time, I would. There's no such thing as too much garlic. Okay, let's smash this up. And I think that's all we're gonna really do with the garlic too. Yeah, I was eyeing up today, Cookie. It's like, okay, whenever I make a soup, I have the choice whether I want to use the blender or my like immersion stick blender, because that works really good too. But I've always found that when making soups or like thicker sauces, that the blender does a better job than the immersion blender does. It just gets it more smooth. Do you ever watch You Suck at Cooking? He has some funny bits with Vitamix. Oh, I've never even heard of that flour. I'll have to check it out. Totally envy, right? The holidays are coming. Perfect timing. Wait for those sales to come on up. Like, we've had our Pro 750 series Vitamix. We got that when we were still living in Vancouver. I actually got it for my birthday. We've had it for 6 years now or something. Original blender tops, everything like that. Never had anything break. And it's only overheated on me one time when I was making a squash ravioli filling that was a touch thick, we can say. Can only imagine the smell here in a few moments once all this starts heating up and roasting in the oven. Me oh my. The neighbors are gonna come knocking. Okay, 2 more last clove. And we'll chop up these fresh tomatoes. Get those in there. Yeah, I cannot honestly believe it's already Friday. The week went by so heckin' quick. Look at that so far. Okay, first thing, gonna take all of these off of the vine. This is like, one of my favorite smells is the tomato vine. Don't know if anyone else loves that as much as I do. Love that smell though. These aren't overly ripe, but I think they'll be just fine. And I think I'm totally going to take the core out of the top before we roast. Just that one simple step will yield us probably a better soup later on. Yeah, I've never even heard of it, flour. That's why I was like, thank you for bringing that to my attention. Oh, there goes that core. Didn't even want to be here. It's 2021, and we don't even have smell-o-vision yet. Not in this matrix, ampersand. Not in this one. It's BS. Oh, I do, little baby kittens. Do you like Asian dishes like ginger beef or wonton soup? I like both of those. Yes, hello, I will take an order for both. Thank you. I really do like to cook all different cuisines. I've never cooked really any different cuisine yet and been like, no, I don't want to do that again. It's like so interesting, all the different flavors and ingredients that you end up with. Yummy, yummy in the tummy, right? This paring knife is so sharp. I'm glad I put it on the steel to keep the edge on it. Okay, there we go. Oven's already hot and ready for us. When you started to cook Mexican food for the first time, Cookie, you realize how many crazy different kinds of peppers are out there. Totally. Yeah. Yeah, my mind was open to those peppers when I helped my friend open the Mexican taqueria. I was like, wow. Okay, I had no idea what Mexican food is. You thought you did, but really it was just Tex-Mex. North American Tex-Mex. Old El Paso. Okay, so just chunking this up nice and juicy, so those should concentrate nicely when we start roasting this all together. There's a couple in here that are a bit underripe, but because it's farm tomatoes, I think we'll still get really good flavor regardless. Hello, Bonkman. How's the week, Bonk? Good to see you popping by today. Whoa. Busy, busy week. Yeah, I feel like kind of the same. Been busy. Pretty nuts though that we're already halfway or over halfway through September, we can say. Crazy. So how salty do you like your soups? Sand is asking. Not perfectly seasoned. if I can be picky. Just a busy month for work in general, Bonk. Well, happy that you could spend a little time with us today. Hopefully we can help you relax for a bit. Okay, Flower, have a good trip to Costco. Be safe out there, and maybe see you a little later. Hope you can find everything you need. Oh no, what was that? Sounded like something broke. Three launches so far. With another set for the 27th. Insane. Hey, the 27th is the day that I'm going to be cooking at Ernest, actually, coming up here. 2 weeks? Okay, those were juicy. Juicy tomatoes. Ampersand, how salty do you like your soups? Okay, guys, I'm not even gonna lie. I gotta take a really quick bathroom break. I don't know why. The coffee's getting me. Hold tight. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I survived. Thanks, Cookie. Okay, so peppers up next. We just have to take the seeds out and then cube those up. Just gonna cut it in half and pick it out that way over the compost bucket. Always nice to sneak a few pieces of pepper in there. Remember, these were the little ones that were seedless peppers. Eric says, should we save the seeds? That was the funniest stream ever. Hello, Alexander. How am I? I'm doing really good. Doing really good. First stream back for the week. Happy to be cooking up some lunch. Hope you're doing all right. Okay, so just chunk it up like that. This one, we'll do like 1-inch cubes. Like that. Right. It's like my aunt asking me to save some seeds for my cannabis plants. That's exactly it, right, Bonk? It's like when you're seasoning stuff, you gotta have just enough salt to bring out the flavors, but not too much that you're like, oh, this is salty. Exactly. Exactly, Bonk. Okay, just gonna do a quick little wipe up here before we get into our herbage. Can mix this up. Maybe add a touch of salt into this just while it's cooking so it can get a little pre-seasoning. And then we can finish seasoning later on when we start blending everything together and it's been cooked a touch. Yeah, that's a good point as well, Chase. Tomato flavor varies so much. Depends on the season, where you get them from, all of that stuff, right? Okay, so this is how this is looking now. Held onto my spoon. So the first layer is just a can of San Marzano tomatoes whole. And then we diced up a whole onion. Did like 1.5 heads of garlic smashed and peeled. 10 vine tomatoes. And let's say like 1 large red bell pepper, a sweet one. First things first, before I'm like, okay, this is looking good, I am going to do a sprinkle of salt. And hi, Hippie, how are you doing? Totally, Paloozer. Any garden tomato, even a subpar one, is still going to be better than anything from the store produce. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I bet, hey, if you just blended this up, Chase, have such a good gazpacho. Okay, so now just to sneak in a bit of herb flavor, we'll do some fresh thyme. And I get that sprig and that one. Okay, maybe a bit more. There we go. Since there's a bunch that's got to be used up. And then all we're gonna do is pick the leaves off of the stem. We're not gonna cut it up or anything. Remember, we're gonna let the blender do all the hard work for us later on. So just pick this and then we'll mix it in, and then it's finally gonna go roast. Yeah, that would be good, hey Cookie? Or like maybe just for color's sake when we blend this up, maybe a red pepper, like a little Thai bird's eye chili snuck in here and then blend it up. Could be nice. But I mean, I left the spice here, what we're doing today, for the garnish. So the chili garlic oil. That way not the whole soup is spicy. You can choose whether you want to mix in the oil or just eat it right off the top. What is my experience using this knife? Oh, I've used this knife for 6 years now? 6, 7 years? In both restaurant, kitchen use and at home kitchen use, and I absolutely adore it. If I could have my way, everyone would have this knife to use at home. But I mean, just because this knife works for me doesn't mean it's going to be a perfect fit for everyone else, right? Has to fit your hand nicely. All of that sort of stuff. Yeah, we're almost at the weekend, Hippie. Almost there. We're making some tasty soup. Grilled cheese sandwich today to warm ourselves up. Fall is here, I believe. It's cooling off. Okay, that looks good. Put those stems away. Now we'll just mix this up. Otherwise, I feel like if we leave the herbs on top, they'll probably burn a touch. They're quite delicate. So mix that in with everything else. And we're not cooking at too high of a heat either. So it should infuse the flavor really, really nicely. And then let's see how long it takes before this starts to look like really juicy. Get some color on there. Nice full pan of tomatoes. I think that's exactly what we want. Okay. I'm gonna just set this spoon on a little holder for myself. I think I'll leave it over by the oven as well, just for stirring. And then this is gonna go into a 375-degree Fahrenheit oven right now. I think I'll check it in about 30 minutes. Let it heat up, start roasting. Bam. First step, done. Tomato soup, roast tomatoes at 375 F. Check. Okay, quick switch up here. Alexander, you're looking for an Asian knife. Think a gyuto or a bunka, not sure yet. I don't even think I know what those are. And yeah, Sammy's at work. He's folding boxes. He got all of the meals packed up for the kids later today. Oh yeah, it's Friday today. And then he's off for the weekend, cooking at home with us, helping us out. And Mickey, how are you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. Okay, so while we're waiting, actually, I think I'm gonna go get our sourdough bread dough and see if it's time for us to get it into our little baking pan and start proofing. Because I'm thinking that those will roast for about an hour or so. We'll see. And that's okay. Gives us lots of time to prep up our grilled cheese stuff, get our basil from the house picked for blending, and also set up our blending station for the soup. Anything fun planned for the weekend, Mickey? Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go get the bread dough. I'll be right back. Yeah, we'll have to put it in the pan and then go put the pan back in the garage. It's got a proof in there. It's too chilly outside. Ah, that's a good spot, Peppers. Absent. Pizza tomorrow? No. What are we making tomorrow? I think we're doing pork ragu and something else. And hello, Daisy. How are you doing? Aw, dang, Mickey. Maybe your friend is like wary about COVID stuff. That's why they keep flaking on you. Who knows, right? So this recipe is just a basic sourdough bread from King Arthur Baking. I've used this recipe many times before on stream. So I mixed this up last night and then popped it in the fridge to proof overnight. You get better flavor and structure in your bread that way compared to just making it the same day. And then we're gonna be using this on Sunday to make our French toast. Because it's not actually good to use fresh bread for French toast. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna do, I think I'll just shape this on a cutting board so I don't mess up my wooden one. I might need a little bit of flour too. Let's see. Let's see once we start working with it. And then once we get this shaped and into the bread pan here, we wait for the dough to proof up like 1 inch over the top, and then we can bake it in the oven. One other thing we need, just get a bench scraper. Yeah, I'm doing good, Daisy. Thank you for asking. Yeah, French toast Sunday. Apple pie French toast. Oh, Alexander, I was actually saying I don't know what those are, the gyuto or bunka knife. I am unsure about that. Sorry, I can't help. I've also returned with our grilled cheese breads that we'll get into in a little bit here. All right, so what I always do just to prep our portioning area is just put a little bit of flour down here so it doesn't stick. And then doing this style of bread is actually some of the easiest. Is we're basically just gonna roll the dough into a log and pop it in the bread pan. That's it. And then we just have to wait. Okay, should be good with that. Just put our bin aside just in case we need a touch more. What's the difference between tomato basil and tomato bisque? I feel like they are similar. Well, bisque is actually a term from like a seafood soup, pretty sure, Daisy. So it's just a fancy word for chefs to use for tomato soup. Yeah, just a fancy word. There's no reason for it. Think you had sour cream to bisque? Cool, Paloozer. Thanks for letting me know that stuff. And Alexander? Yeah, I've never used those varieties, so can't really help you out there. Right, yeah, famoso. See? They just make their soup sound fancy, but it's not. Okay, working on getting this out here. Then I'll go for the pour. I will say, like, typically the hammered surface should prevent stuff from sticking. Maybe I've used my knife so much already that it doesn't really help out anymore. Because, yeah, I find that stuff still sticks to the blade even though it's dimpled. Look at the gluten in here. Whew! That came out really nice, though. Just like gravity. Help you out. This is gonna be so nummies. Okay, so like I said, we're basically gonna fold this into a log or roll it into a log, let's say. Attach that back there. So I'm shaping this right now so that it will fit into this pan. So we don't wanna go any wider than this, right? Sometimes if I do go too wide though, I just fold those ends underneath. Get a little seam there. Yeah, lobster bisque. Think it'll stick even if it's new, maybe just less, probably. Cookie, you have flour that just went past its best by date. I'm guessing you don't have too much to worry. Yeah, nothing to worry at all, Cookie. Unless it starts smelling like rancid. I think wheat flour is some of the most forgiving. It's when you get into some of the other grains like buckwheat and stuff like that, they don't last nearly as long. So all I'm gonna do, let's just pot a bit of flour onto our hands here, is we wanna press this out a touch just to get some of the extra air bubbles out. Because it will rise again, right? It will proof one more time when we get it into the pan, and then it's also gonna rise when we go to bake it. And now all I usually do is fold or roll the dough towards me, kind of crimping it the whole way, being sure that we roll it nice and tight so that we don't get stuck with crazy air bubbles in here later on. It got really long. So now, like I said, once it gets too long on the end, we just take that part and fold it underneath and kind of reform. As long as you put that seam underneath, nothing to worry about. And we put our bread pan in front, we just drop it in there. So yeah, this is gonna need a little bit longer for rise. I would say it'll probably take a good half an hour or so, maybe even more. And once we get it into the pan, we could always even it out a touch more too. Awesome. I'll wipe the flour off of there. Get rid of this dirty stuff. And then the bread bakes at 350 Fahrenheit for 40 to 50 minutes. It's gonna be good, hey? Yeah, that's another good one, Maya, is rye flour. Has a bit more fat in it, right? Could go rancid quicker. Okay, one more step before we say we're done with this. We just take our plastic that was on the proofing bowl earlier and we put that back over the pan so that you keep some of the heat in, and then it also doesn't dry out and form a crust as it proofs. So I'm gonna bring this back over to our warm area in the shop, and then I'll return with some grilled cheese things. I got cheese for the grilled cheese. Also gonna wipe up some of this extra flour. Yeah, like even for dairy, I have read that the best by dates are like just a guideline. Other than that, use your senses, right? Usually say use your eyes first if you're unsure about an ingredient and if it's still good. And from there, you can use your nose. And then the last sense you should use is tasting, right? You don't want to ingest anything bad. That's why you use your other senses first. Protect yourself. Okay. Oh, Sammy only got medium cheddar. Okay, I lied. We're not even using an aged cheddar. And then this is the goodness that Sammy gets from work. How do I get in here? There we go. Oh, sneaky wrapping, I see. Sneaky, tricky wrapping. So these are always fresh baked at Sam's workplace, and this is what it looks like. So it's actually a recipe that Sam and myself, we used to bake at a restaurant that we worked together, and now Sam's just working for the same chef that we used to work for. So yeah, it's like, wow, we already know this recipe. So yeah, this is how the bread is. I think it'll griddle up awesome. Just gonna take some of these extra sneaky cheeses. We'll just have to be aware that when we griddle this one side, that we don't let it go too long where it gets like burnt and overly crispy and hard. But I think we should have no issues griddling that. And then the bottom will griddle really nice. I think it's gonna be an interesting grilled cheese. So, what? First off, yeah, I think I'll just cut this into 4 right off of the bat. And then I'm done with this. Let's get a serrated knife for cutting the bread. Just gonna move this up top, get rid of that. And then one other thing I'm gonna just quickly do is just trim off this end. We could save that. And we'll go in half first, and then in half again. And then from there, yeah, right, Maya? That gut feeling, right? From here, we'll just have to slice it in half. Yum. And then that's how the crumb is. So it's pretty fluffy and light. I really like this bread. And yeah, it's got cheese and oregano. Yeah, right? With flour, probably your nose will tell you first. Okay, there we go. Yum. Mish has complaints, very serious complaints about the lack of feta in this kitchen. Okay, let's keep going here. Start prepping our cheeses. This is what Sammy picked up for us. A smoked Gouda. So I'll slice that. And then just a medium cheddar. So it's actually going to be way more creamy than I thought. Yum. Feta and matzo work well in a grilled cheese. Yeah, so what the article that I linked for the grilled cheeses today, that's what they said as well, is like, if you want to choose a cheese that doesn't really melt that well, if you combine it with a stringier, meltier cheese, it actually is really good together. Yeah, they did. So many unique ways to make a grilled cheese. Yeah, where's the feta? Cookie told me, or Cookie didn't tell me that I had to use feta, Mish. So then I didn't. Oh, this has some funk to it. So just to make it easier for slicing for myself, I'll just slice that in half. So we got a nice flat surface to cut off of. Yeah, just blame Cookie. Just throw him under the bus. And then we'll do nice thin slices. So we're gonna make 4 grilled cheeses today. I want at least 2 of those, if not 3, probably. And then 3 nice slices of the Cracker Barrel. Pop that there. Start making our sando sets. Whoa, careful slicing. Some of the softer cheeses, your knife really wants to like slip off. Just careful. But I will say it is less expensive to buy cheese in this form than to get it pre-sliced, right? 2. And Gouda is quite buttery and soft. I know this. You can't recommend this? This is the sourdough, Mary? We just finished portioning the sourdough bread for Sunday, Mary. We put it into the baking pan. Just a 9x5 metal bread pan. And then because we had extra bread from Sam's work that he brought home, I thought I would use that for the grilled cheese. This one end is cut in very uneven, so I'm just trying to even it up. Otherwise, it's not gonna melt good later. Good enough. Very cheesy grilled cheeses. Please, so you can do Gouda. Smoked Gouda was always a bit much. Yeah, I questioned it too. I was like, oh, smoked Gouda. But Sammy said that's all they had. So I was like, okay, fine. It's quite strong, right? definitely not my favorite Gouda. Well, I guess I should stop cutting if we already have enough for 4 portions. Let's just put that over there. Let's see how I feel about this. Yeah, that blended with the medium cheddar, that should be really good. It's not too smoky, I will say that. Like some smoked Goudas are just over the top. That one's pretty tame. Will be a-okay. Aged Edam would be nice. There's such a wide range of cheeses that are good in grilled cheese, especially the combination. Like, yes, you could use only one cheese, but do you have to? Sometimes it's nicer when you use 2 or 3. Maya, or Mary, hope you're having a good day so far. Everyone's been saying that the week has flown by. And I think I have to agree. 2, 3, and 4. Medium cheddar is just begging to be eaten with some apples. And if any of the mods want to do a cheese pull today, I would be more than open to that. It's quite a cheesy stream. Hello, Matt. How are you doing today, my duder? Happy Friday to you as well. Hope work went okay. Sweet. You just had grilled cheese for lunch earlier. Boom. Great minds think alike. You're working and a lurking. Love to hear it. Wrap up my cheeses. Done slicing that. And then what do I got for a timer on our roasting tomato stuff? Only 6 minutes, so maybe it's a good time to take a peek at that now. Just gonna pile up our cheese portions together up top here. And then before we do anything else, I'm also gonna wash off my knife because you can see this very sticky film that the cheeses like to leave. Yeah, for sure, Paloozer. We gotta get the best photo today, right? Babish's Pro cheese pull tip. You slice it and then you push the pieces back together. Let them sit for a few seconds and then you pull it. Pro. Mary, you know the Oreo fluff salad? I thought Nilla wafers would be an awesome one too. For sure. Yeah. Instead of Oreo or chocolate wafers, use vanilla wafers for a bit of a different feel for it. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna bring over our roasting tomatoes and veggies. Give it a little stir. Have a peek. Oh yeah. There's some bubbling going on already. I think I might actually turn it up to 400 because that's how it looks right now. Just these couple pieces of onion are getting a bit crispy, but I'm not even gonna stir it yet because it looks like it just came up, but looking really, really good so far. Starting to simmer away. Hi, Green Box, how are you? Yeah, double tap. Okay, the cookie salad was so heckin' good. I loved it. I never tried freezing it because honestly, it just didn't last. It didn't last long enough for me to even be able to freeze any of it. We ate it right up. No ham or turkey today? I was keeping things pretty simple, Matt. Keeping things pretty simple. We got pork on the menu tomorrow. So yeah, no ham or turkey today. I guess we're being vegetarian. But Sammy brings home food, or a lot of food now from work, whatever leftovers, because they otherwise just have to throw them out. So yeah, I've been not making too much leftovers. I do love that too. Like if I had the choice to put some kind of deli meat into a grilled cheese, it would be ham. Double tap. Pretty sure that's why it was never done by my family too. What, the freezing of the fluff salad? Okay, how do I want to assemble these sandwiches? Maybe just in a sheet pan. Keep all the crumbs together. I'm gonna bring the cheeses back to the fridge along with the garlic and thyme. And I'm gonna return with mayo, and then we can start assembling this goodness. Yeah, ham and cheese, grilled cheese and mater soup. So good. Wasn't until you made it for friends that some of them took it home to keep it longer. They froze it. Ugh, I'll have to make more. Hellmann's in our life. Hello, Ghetto Beano. Oh, good one. Yeah, we have some pickles. We could totally do that. I love that on this side. Cuts through a bit of the rich cheese. It's what your mom used to do. Yeah, pickles cut the fattiness, Bonk says. It's true. It's true, it's true. Okay, so first things first. I mean, what do we think? Maybe just a thin layer of mayo spread on this? The outside cheesy part, just to create that barrier. Otherwise, it might dry out. Is that what we feel? I'm getting my little sandwich spreader here. And then I'm gonna reset a 15-minute timer for us to check the tomatoes again next. Hello, Suki. How are you doing? Good evening. Hey, I mean, I don't think it's evening where you're at, but it's evening for some people. All right. This is kind of funny, but I'm into it. Very scant layer of mayo just on this side. And then we just leave that open. And we're gonna take that side. I'm excited to see how this turns out. And then that goes there. We're gonna lay all 4 sandwiches this way, and then we're also gonna fill them all at the same time. And this is the same steps that you would take if you were working in a restaurant. This is the most efficient way to do this. You having a good week so far, Suki? Nothing crazy going on? Boom. Hi, Samovar. Yeah, let's go. Today is the day. Okay, that should be it for mayo. Butter the outsides of the breads. Very important. Second favorite sandwich? What's the first one? And yeah, then tomato soup to even go with it. I mean, you could really thank TheRealMagicCookie, because he's the one that requested for us to make this today. I've never done this before either, double tap, so we're gonna find out today how it actually works. And samovar, that is my favorite sandwich. Great minds think alike, I suppose. Here's the other thing that I was gonna say is I know that while we were reading through the Serious Eats Guide to Grilled Cheese, they said to not bake it, but we could honestly lay out all of this stuff on the bread, like how I am right now, and just bake it this way. Nice high heat. You'll get your browning underneath. If you put it nice and close to the element in the oven, right? And then you'll also get your cheese being melted from up top. And then all you do when it comes out of the oven, fold it back together. Close it up. It looks like apples. And you know what? Really good grilled cheese that I've had before actually has apples in it. It was like white aged cheddar with Granny Smith apple and roasted jalapeno. Really yummy. No skimping on the cheeses today. I think we did good. All the layers that we made. Yum. Daisy, you've had apple cheddar cranberry grilled cheese. That would be good too. Add a bit of turkey in there like Matt was talking about earlier. Extra protein. Good to go. Look at that. So yeah, I mean, from here, what does Serious Eats say? What kind of crazy fillings can we put in here? Fresh vegetables, fruits, or herbs. Fresh tomato, figs, tart apples, pears, grapes. Try hot sliced peppers, avocado, fresh basil leaves, or any other herbs. Cranberries, strawberries, dried fruits. They say pickles are really good to add in. Any of the deli meats. Jams or chutneys, which would be interesting. Oh, imagine an olive tapenade inside of a grilled cheese. Yummies. I'm into it. Yeah, pickle is so good. Let's not forget the pickle. I would love to put a pickle on this side. I'm going to put that on the list. Pickle OTS, which kitchen lingo that means on the side. Do I like a firm mouthfeel with the grilled cheese or more soft in terms of like bread or bun? I really like for it to have like the crisp exterior when you bite into it and it goes like that satisfying crunch, and then for sure like the cheese pull and nice soft middle, nice soft bread. So this should be really good. how this is gonna turn out. Because yeah, it has not too much of a crust on this bread, but the inside is nice and soft. Okay, little cleanup while we're at this point, and I think I'm just gonna bring this pan inside for now. We're kind of done with the grilled cheese. Have it all prepped up. Told you it was gonna be easy. Bread, mayo, cheese. Check, check, check. And then I'm gonna decide later where if I want to either just cook it all or bake it all on this sheet pan like I was talking about, or we could also start by just searing or griddling up the outside pieces of the bread, pop it back onto the pan and melt all the cheese at one time. That could also be a quicker way to do it. Just I don't have a big griddle to do this on today, so I'm trying to streamline it for myself later on. Hello, Gaelic tea. Is it cheese or meat? It's cheese, JK. We have mild cheddar and smoked Gouda. Okay, so that's going back in, and then we are going to start working on our garnishes for the tomato soup. So what do they say here? Just going back to the tomato soup recipe. Roast your tomatoes and veggies until they're soft and charred on the tops. And then she just uses a stick blender to blend the soup up until smooth, but I'm just gonna use the Vitamix today. A big blender base. I find it gets smoother that way. So yeah, once the veggies are roasted, let's just also mix up some veg stock for blending. So it's gonna get thick as it roasts, right? As it's concentrating the flavor while this is happening. So yeah, we'll mix up some veg stock and then get a little blending area set up on our board. Yeah, this is gonna be so good when it's grilled up. What was the Gouda smoking? I think it was smoked with wood. Could be wrong though, could be wrong. Okay, I will return. I will bring out the veg stock stuff. I can bring the chili garlic oil out now too. And then I'll go grab the basil from the house. This is what I got. We have bread proofing in the shop right now, but we're actually going to be using the bread we make today on Sunday. We thought a little bit ahead for our French toast. So I always find that if you use like really fresh bread, like day of baked for French toast, it gets so soggy and gross. Mary, is there a food bank or church that Sam's restaurant could donate the leftovers to? Well, they don't end up with like a ton of leftovers every day, mostly just enough to give to staff to take home. And I mean, it's not really a restaurant either. What the kitchen, let's say, because it's more like a catering or commissary kitchen, they're already making free meals for like at-risk kids here in school. So yeah, they're already giving back that way. And I'm sure they're already supporting churches and the food bank at the same time, but there are specific things that you can't give to a food bank even once it's been made. Sucks, right? Okay, so look at this. Never used this before. A Knorr vegetable base made with premium vegetable stock. No added MSG. It's got mushroom and yeast extract. What is in here? When the first ingredient is salt, it kind of makes you wonder. Yeah, exactly, JK. Like the food bank can't give away the prepared foods, so that's why Sammy just takes it home. Same with everyone else, right? So first ingredient in this is salt, cornstarch, yeast, dried veggies, sugar, palm oil, dried vegetable stock, and then dried herbs and spices. I'm intrigued. I'll have to go get some warm water to mix this up too. And I think I'll do like 1 liter of vegetable broth, whether we need it or not. I guess we'll find out. Yeah. Ugh. The Mr. Burns shiver meat. It's like Vegemite, pretty much. I asked for better than bouillon, but they probably didn't have that. I think the only place we can kind of find that is Costco. When containers peel like this, the worst. Like, how about we don't? Right, Cookie? Send help. This has got to be a new product. Because, yeah, typically Knorr here is just like dried soups and stuff. Am I going to be able to even get all this? I don't think so. That's enough. We've gone far enough. Okay, 2 minutes until we check on our roasting stuff for the zuppa. I'm going to get 1 liter of warm water, and I'm also going to return with, I think I'll just go pick the basil really quick. Like a good 2 cups worth of fresh basil. Aggravates you so much, Maya, right? Like, why is it made like that? I'm glad I'm not the only one that the OCD gets triggered. Okay, hold tight, friendos. I will be back. Yeah, you need to go get a snack for yourself, JK. We have a disclaimer here for that. It happens. Okay, hold tight. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I got waters and I got Lots and lots of fresh basil leaves that I just picked. I think the plant's gonna be real happy. Okay, so we'll just set that there. And the plan with this is you can either use all of it and just pop it in the blender when we go to blend the soup in what, half an hour or so? Or you can use like most of it and leave a few leaves, thinly slice those for garnish, and you can also sprinkle some of it on top. Up to you. Come on over. So we're gonna mix up a liter of vegetable broth for our soup. If you had chicken broth, more than welcome to use that, or anything else that you think would be really good flavor. You like Knorr's stock pot pods for a commercial product? They have a really good taste. Oh, so not this, but something else. I've not heard of that yet. So what did they say here? Dissolve 1 teaspoon into 1 cup of water. So for every cup is a teaspoon, so this would be 4 teaspoons-ish. But I mean, let's kind of dial it back maybe. Let's start with that and then go from there. Can always add more, but we can't really take it away. And they said to dissolve it in like boiling water. I'm just using hot water. Smash the lumpies so they can get mixed in. Go get the tiny whisk, Paloozer says. No, we got this. Smells really nummies. Smells like very similar to a better than bouillon sort of mixture, but let's see just how salty it is. Like, we'll probably be happy that we didn't add a lot of salt in to the veggies as they were roasting. This is the actual color of it. And then it's got that nuclear yellow stuff floating on top. That's actually good. Doesn't have a ton of salt in it, I will be honest. Really good flavor too. Like really, really nice veggie flavors. Is you kind of get a mix of everything in there. Onion, I'm getting celery, carrot, some herbs. That's gonna be awesome for making tomato soup. And then we got our little bottle of chili garlic oil for garnish. So we'll leave that out and let it start temping. Let's bring over our roast and stuff and we'll give it a stir now. We'll give it a stir and then maybe let it go another 15 minutes. I think it's a grilled cheese and tomato soup kind of day all around the world. Yeah, sometimes it is satisfying, hey, Ghetto Beano, to just like drink some broth. Some nice seasoned broth. Yeah, look at this. Okay, I think we might even turn it up a bit more now. Pump it up to like 450 for the last 15 minutes. Just grabbing my spoon. It's looking good though. Looking really good. Getting a touch of color, not too much, but wow, look at how much the tomatoes have softened up. Also want to make sure that our onions get roasted nicely. Same with the garlic, right? Don't want that to be raw tasting at all. We need everything cooked through before we even think about blending this up. Yeah, like this onion, how it's starting to look more translucent than white. That's what we're looking for. But man, the smell of this right now, so, so good. Even that back out. And then that can go back into the oven. Do another 15 minutes or so, maybe even 20 actually. And we'll check on it again. Yeah, roasted tomato soup, the smell. Mostly tomatoey, and then you actually get the aromatics on the back, which is nice. Too much liquid? No, not at all, Chase. Not at all. That's exactly what we want. I cheated a bit, Feisty, with 1 can of San Marzano tomatoes as well. 1 can of those, and then 10 Farmer's Market vine tomatoes. 1 onion, 1 head of garlic, handful of thyme. Okay. Hey Siri, 20-minute timer.
20 minutes counting. Okay.
Perfect. 20 minutes on the clock. Make sure my watch is on so I can actually hear that when it goes off. So we'll check that again in a little bit. We got our veg stock for our soup for blending. Might as well bring the Vitamix up here and get it set up with the blender top, because we'll be getting into that right away. Samovar, you had 2 kubasal loaf and matzo sandwiches on toasted sourdough bread with mustard. Yummies. Yum. I don't think I've ever had a kielbasa loaf. Or is that like the sliced deli meat you're saying? Gaelic Tea had a polar bread egg sandwich and broccoli. What's a polar bread egg sandwich? This is madness. I'm intrigued. I think, guys, we might start working on browning up our grilled cheeses. Get them griddled on the underside, and then we just pop that whole tray in to melt the cheese at the end. Then they're all ready at the same time. You had scramblers with cabbage and onions and toast. Nom. Do we have a giant immersion blender? I don't have a giant one. I do have a like high-powered one, but it is quite compact and small. Just because, you know, like space and stuff. But yeah, it is a restaurant equipment brand, not just like a KitchenAid or anything like that. So this is what I'm going to be using to blend the tomato soup right away. We'll just ladle in all the goodness. And then, what do I want? Maybe we'll get our induction up here. Just use one of our cast iron pans. To do some griddling in our life. This is the one when we moved from the island, I actually gave my dad back his griddle pan that was like nice flat side, so should be able to put both pieces of bread in there at the same time. Need an outboard motor. So I will say, in some of the restaurants that Sam and I worked in together, no joke, immersion blender, like that big, not even joking, it was like half the size of me. It's like just the immersion, like the blender part was like this, so you could put it in a 20-liter tall bucket and blend soups right in there, and like the power motor part was like this. You needed 2 hands. Put that in a boat, good to go. For sure. And I'm sure if we looked, there's probably already someone who's done that on YouTube. Because, you know, content. Yeah, it was so windy here yesterday. Just like everything's kind of got a little layer of dust on it. Polar bread is rather flat but fluffy bread. Okay, I gotta look that up. Looks nice. It kind of looks like a pita ghetto beano. Okay, let's see. Did I just hear? No, it couldn't be raindrops. Polar bread. Oh, yummies. A Swedish griddle bread. That sounds so good. So like that's like one of my favorite things is making all these different dishes from different cuisines. It seems like every single cuisine or country has their own style of flatbread, we can say. You looked it up as well. It looks so good. Hey, Maya, now I want to make some Swedish food. Okay, I'm gonna switch this. We'll get our pan heating up here for our sandos. We should not need any fat inside because we already put a layer of mayo on the bread, so there's no risk of sticking. Get this plugged in, and then you don't really want too high of a heat when making grilled cheese. For our instance today, we can go a bit higher because we're just griddling it and then we're finished melting in the oven all at the same time. Temp, do like 300 F. I'm just gonna move the veg stock over. Same with the basil. Take a few things in. I will return. Nice, proofing up. Is this really warm? Like super warm. Do. And then to heat it up even quicker, just pop that right there. You like what the Scandinavians do to hot dogs? What is that? For sure, Maya. Yeah, I think that's what really brings us together, right? Is when we can... What? Understand each other more, stuff like that, relate to each other. That's the word I was looking for. When we can relate to each other with different types of food that are also kind of the same. Wait, Mish, why didn't you request for me to make a hot dog? A Danish dog for Mish. Ah. Did I not see that episode then? Because I swear I've seen all of the no reservations. The Mish dog, right? The Danish Mish dog. So into it. Now you got me thinking. This is gonna be so yummy once we actually get some food in our life. Whoa, we're already hot under here. Maybe I'll turn it down a touch now. That really helped to heat it up quick. Okay, I'm doing the first one. Maybe we could even do more. Can I sneak 3 pieces in? 1.5 sandos? I think we can. And then, oh no, of course I would break that little piece of cheese. Just gonna say I'm just pushing it in a little bit farther towards the center. The other thing that could help is just using a weight of sorts to weigh down the breads. Let me see here. I got a pretty heavy pan. Should we try it? For sure on the cheese side, for sure on the cheese side. I just want to see. You can use an antique iron to make grilled cheese. Yeah, grandma hacks. Mish, we always thought hot dogs were the same worldwide. What we think and what is the truth? I mean, we gotta find out. Have a sausage garden in the little tourist Danish town of Solvang. They got good stuff. What? Sausage garden, bonk. Gaelic tea rarely sees hot dogs there in Switzerland. Just gonna have a peek here because I'm honestly unsure of how quick this is gonna go. No burning allowed. Oh, it's actually working pretty good. Okay, now I'm gonna use the angles of the pan to my advantage. Turn this back up again too. Are we gonna cover this? So we're just griddling the bottoms right now, samovar, and then we're gonna return it all to this sheet pan together to finish melting the inside. Just because I don't really have the best flat top surface currently. What? Thanks for posting that, Mish. King of the dogs? What? The traditional Danish dog. Remoulade, roasted onions, cucumber? I'm in. I'm so into that. Classic. Whoa. Deconstructed. So different, for sure. Thanks for sharing, Mish. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's still a thing we talk about, samovar. Okay, I think I turned it down too much. I should have kept it at that 300. But I mean, we could totally brown and then, like you said, just put a lid on it to finish melting the cheese on top and do it open face that way. But yeah, having a salamander is so handy. Such a cool piece of equipment. Let's not mess up our pan either for griddling. Keep all the cheese on the bread. Yeah, I don't know why I got scared and then turned it down to like 210 Fahrenheit from 300. It was just like really sizzling like crazy. But we can definitely go more. I'm gonna have a quick peek over here. They have different sausages from all over Europe, bonk. Oh yeah, that pan is happy. Don't overcomplicate the sausage is what Mish says. Cookie, nice. It's like such a comfort food type of day, hey? Cookie's making hot dogs for dinner. We got grilled cheese tomato zoops. Thanks for posting that link as well, bonk. Cool. Yeah, this is the stuff I need to experience in my life. Okay, got some sizzling happening here. Finally again. Now we're rolling. So we'll get this all pre-griddled. Get out of here, fly. Don't even give me that today. We'll get it all pre-griddled. And then we'll start working on blending our soup, get that ready. And then from there, we just gotta melt our cheese. And we got soup and sandwich lunch complete. Special meats in tube form? Like what? Nice, that's doing really awesome. Now I'm just gonna switch it to the other side. And then I think these 3 pieces are almost done. You can see just the touch of heat from in between the two slices of bread is melting the cheese there in the middle. Hi, Lauren. How are you? Oh, thank you for that samovar as well. Posting the link to the no reservations. I'll pause that up. Ah, just broke everyone's eardrums. Okay, now the induction's turned up to 330 Fahrenheit. We finally got sizzles happening again. How's your Friday going, Lauren? And how was your visits with your dad? Your surprise visit. All right, there's 2 flies here bugging. 2, that's it. Holy. So just to show you, yeah, that griddled up a-okay. Just got like more crispy. That's all that happened. So I'm gonna return that to the sheet pan, and this is how it looks pre-griddle. Gonna check these other 2. I feel like it's almost time for those to get replaced. Oh, yeah. Holy! Good thing I checked. Okay, so 2 more bottoms. And then just 2 tops after that. 330 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the happy spot. Sizzling. He's still there, Lauren? Leaving Tuesday? We'll have the most fun. And hi, Night Wander. Luna has a new squeaky toy. Think you're going deaf? Whoa. Yeah, this looks so heckin' good. Grilled cheese on cheesy bread. 2 bottoms and 2 tops. What happens then? Happy, hello. Get that angle started here. Just rolling right along. It's actually warming up. The wind's calming down. This is nice. Bonk, yeah. Oh, the adulting that happens here. Love it. Thanks for being mature, everyone. Okay, so I don't think that we're gonna keep using this little press. I don't think we need it. Yeah, 330F. That's the temp we want. Gonna give this cute dog some pets. Hi, cute dog. Are you doing okay? How is cute dog? Staying warm? That's good. A little hand wash. Okay, let's have a peek again. We can see some sizzling. Gonna give that a flip around. And then gonna give those a flip around too. And notice that it didn't toast super evenly. It's like the outside edges don't get as much love, right? So switch that around. Keep it going, post that up on the one edge, and I'm just gonna go have a peek at the sourdough bread that we're proofing inside. Let's get in there. Slow bread making day. Look at that. So as we can see just where it's at, we need it 1 inch or so above the top before we can start baking. And that's okay because our tomatoes are still roasting anyways. So this will probably go in when the tomatoes come out. Okay, timer's going off for those tomatoes, so that's a-okay. Grilled cheese sandwiches, serious business, ampersand. Yeah, so is laundry, Lauren says. She's not wrong. Okay, just gonna prop that up. Let's have a peek. Nice, good color. That's more like it, more even. So we'll replace these two. Nice one. Almost done the 4 sandals. And now we only have 3 tops. I think I'm gonna take another bathroom break really quick right now. So hold tight, I will be back again. Okay, I'm back. Did you guys make sure that it didn't burn? Forgot if you asked this, Lauren. Do meal requests have to be specific recipes or could it just be a general idea and you have creative freedom? Whatever you really want it to be, Lauren. Had like a lot of different meal requests over the last little bit. Some people have like full-on recipes that they're like, I want to see this. Or yeah, some people have just been like, for example, Cookie today. I asked Cookie if he had any specific cheeses that he wanted me to use in the grilled cheese. And he said no, I just left it up to me. Use the angles so that we can get the edge toasted nicely. And then these are pretty much done. Can get rid of this and then start switching to the blender. Good, bonk. Safe and successful. Also, was the fly bugging? The fly was munching some of our cheese when I left. Oh no. Girlfriend needs you to bleach out one of her work shirts. What happened, bonk? Just getting dirty? Just the usual dirts? Man, this is gonna be so heckin' good. I think this one is good. That was like the first top that we started with. Yeah. that. You were thinking a themed street food stream would be fun, but leave it up to you to what you make. Maybe the only thing I would ask Lauren is to like just pick a certain cuisine of street food. I think it will be easier that way. Ah! Don't lose the cheese. Now I'm gonna switch this. Let's just swirl it around the pan the other side so I can get that angle. And then this switched over here for the other angle. Away we go. Like Mexican street food or Thai street food. I'm kind of familiar with really any of it. If you think of any other unique versions of street food, you can go with that as well. Okay, just gonna check on my sourdough bread one more time. Put it on like on the wood fireplace. I just want to make sure it's not too warm. It's actually perfect. Had to light a fire in the shop today to take the chill out. I can't wait for this. Peppers was so excited when we were setting up all the cooking equipment for today too. She's like, yes, we get to cook. Samovar, what do you guys think of the mac and cheese variation food trucks they have now? I think they're a great idea for a food truck. Like, I'm always into food truck variations that like really just specialize on one thing, because then you can fully focus your effort and it should be like absolutely delicious, right? So as long as they're pumping out a good quality mac and cheese, nothing against that. When they start to add in some other menu items where it takes away, and then the mac and cheese suffers. Bonk. Well, that's interesting. I guess the kitchen towels I got are not color fast. White with purple stripes are now white with purple and crimson stripes. Hey, you're just going for a different color for the season. You meant to do that, Bonk. You meant it. You have one there, Lauren. It's pretty good. Pulled pork mac. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing I can say is I've not really ever tried anything from that type of food truck. Nice. That's all good to go. I'm going to turn this off. We're done. We're done doing the first part of the griddle. This is how it's looking. So you can see we're not far at all from getting the cheese melted through. And we did a really nice job of getting everything crispy underneath. So now it's just a quick little fire into the oven to melt everything up. I'm just gonna put this to the side and away we go. Oh, Torino mini meatball subs. You're welcome. I'm so into that. I've been having a craving for a meatball sub. What the heck? There we go. And now it's tomato and blender time. Shall I go grab those? Should be for sure perfectly roasted. Had one yesterday for supper and it hit the spot. I believe that. I believe that. Thanks for the inspiration. Samovar, you don't think you've ever actually had a meatball sub you loved? Kind of the only ones I loved was the ones I made for myself. I think the thing, Mish, is for the meatballs, for them to stay in the sandwich, you got to make sure that they're not like rock hard when they're cooked. So like a nice soft meatball that you can bite through and get everything at the same time. That's how I would think of it. Whoa, this looks so heckin' good. Seriously loving this. I cannot wait to see how this ends up tasting. I think that was a good idea, turning it up the last little bit, because look at that. It's like transformed. And then at this point, I'm just gonna turn the oven down now, as we want it at 350 Fahrenheit. Our sourdough bread bakes at for Sunday's French toast. Heck yeah, time to blend that up, right? The garlic got a bit roasted, same with the onions, the tomato skins, and the smell. So I'll also say it smells a lot sweeter now. So earlier when you guys asked me when we first checked it how it was smelling, like very raw tomatoey, but now it has this nice kind of caramelized sweetness. That's what we want. That's kind of what tells us that this is good to go. So now we'll just move this over. I'll bring the blender up beside and we'll ladle this in, blend it on up, and then I think I'll just transfer it into a pot. Keep it warm that way. Yeah. You can see also how much the liquid reduced, which is why we made up a good amount of veg stock. Do that. Make it easier to fill. Sama, an hour worth of dishes and I'll be heading home. What a day today. Lots of work to get ready for the next week. Sammy's ramping up. Okay, let's get our big pot. Even with the lid on, got dusty from yesterday's wind. Okay, so that should fit all of our soup today. Just put that over to this side. Handy to add into. Pour the blender goods. All right, I need a cloth to hold on to this pan. So we'll probably do, what, a third of this at a time? Or maybe, no, we can probably do half of this at a time. Yeah, nice. Even on the inside of the pan, the tomatoes are nicely cooked through and translucent now. If those were still crunchy, we would have to let it go a bit longer. Same with the garlic, right? But yeah, this is smelling so good. Okay. Let's stop there. Take some of our veg broth that we mixed up. She once blended a spinach soup and it exploded all over the mom's kitchen. Oh no, that would be so terrifying. Just move out. Okay, so I'll add half of that to start. And then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basil leaves fresh. And we'll put the lid on that and blend it up. One thing when you're blending hot stuff, the blender does have this to allow extra steam to escape. And then I wouldn't just turn it on and walk away. I always kind of supervise the blender as it's going. Because yeah, you don't want to risk this opening up and, like Mish said, explode all over your kitchen or where you're working. Yeah, 6 basils. Ah, ha, ha. Thank you, Nike. So start on your lowest speed setting on the blender and then we can turn it up from there. See you soon, Sama. See you soon. Mary, on Wednesday you tried a food truck called Bitchin' Biscuits. They have a steakhouse, cheddar bacon biscuits with steak, grilled onions, and mushrooms in a brown gravy, and you were impressed? Nice. That sounds good. Fancy. It's happening. If I turn this, you can maybe see. Yeah. Nice color. Okay, that is all the way. I bet the neighbors are like, are they making margaritas? Let's see, give this a little taparoo. We've reached the point of the stream where it's late for Mish, but she is so friggin' hungry right now. Just drink water, Mish. Look at that. And holy, the smell. Okay, before I even carry on with the rest, I just want to get an idea of how this turned out. You can see as well, after blending it, it's a bit more of an orange color, right? So that has to do with like some of the white ingredients as well as some of the olive oil will make things go lighter in color. And then we also blended a touch of air in, right? So it's not gonna be that deep, deep red color. That's so yummy. Tenacious Lemur, thank you for the raid. Hello. Sad Gotha, how are you doing today? Vixteru, welcome in, friendos. We're just blending up our roasted tomato soup here. Deciding how we feel about our concoction, and so far so good. I'm gonna wait till we blend the other half until we actually season it through. Yeah, welcome, welcome. How did your stream go? What did you get up to? And thanks for sharing your community with us. Give that a little scrape. And just judging by how this poured, I think we got it really nice and smooth, right? Yeah, and I don't think it's too thick either. So I'm just keeping it in the pot to keep it warm as we do this, because I'm working currently in an outdoor kitchen. Should I commit and just try and pour in the rest? Oh, it might be scary, but I'm gonna go for it. Stream was good. It was your first cooking stream? Oh, what did you make? Oh, Vixtru just said Lemur made some spaghetti and chocolate mousse. So did it turn out nice? Did everything turn out delish? Spaghetti aglio e olio. Nice, easy pair of recipes for a first go. Awesome. Yeah, that is a good recipe for spag. That's a simple one for sure. Okay, this might not be the best idea. Let's see how we do here. Ah! Oh, the dog's out of her chair. She's intrigued in all of the smells. Are you ready? Scrape out all the goodness just gently. Nice one. Get rid of that dirty dishes. And then really quick, I'm just gonna go check on our bread that's proofing inside because I feel like it's almost ready. Almost. Couple more moments. It's almost popped up. Okay, get rid of this. All right, now is the time where we add in our 500 mils of broth. Oh no, I maybe should have Give that a swirl. Nice thing about this blender, pour spout. Swirl that up and get all the goodness in there. And Westface, hello. Tenacious, you got a little distracted and slightly caught the garlic, but everything else went according to plan. Nice. Yeah, as long as you don't burn the garlic, right? That's what we always say here as well. Don't burn the garlic. Okay, next, we'll do another 6 basil leaves. Maybe more. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we did 8. We have 3 left. Tomato commitment. Yeah, it would be Chase. A little drizzle of balsamic vinegar. Or even some of that fancy glaze. Okay, start on low speed and then turn it up from there. Yum. That smell. That's how you make quick work of that. Yeah, everyone's gonna be lining up with their margarita or pina colada glasses here. Like, they got the blender going? I'm in. Okay, so looks to be about the same as the other bit that we blended. Get all the goodness out. Okay, sounds good, Gaelic tea. Thanks for popping by. Thanks for sharing a little bit about polar bread with us. We learned a new variety of Swedish bread. Hope you have a nice rest, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow. Okay, just made a mess there a bit. Done with our blender. Yum, that is looking so tasty. And I mean, you can really decide if you want it very, very, very smooth. I would suggest putting it through a strainer, right? That's a pretty nice and thick soup. I wouldn't go any thicker, but I don't think I would go any thinner either. Let's see how we feel. Very nice mouthfeel. Tomatoes are definitely still on the forefront, which I think is important, right? If you're gonna call it tomato soup, you should also taste that. And then all of the other aromatics we added: onion, garlic, thyme. We did a little bit of red pepper just for color. Very nice in there. And then all we used was 1 liter of vegetable broth to blend it up. Very nice as well. And I like how it's not overly salted from the veggie broth base. So now we can doctor it up our own way. I don't think it needs any more sweetness, which tells me that we used a good variety of tomatoes and the onion was nice and sweet from the farmer's market. So now it's just about adding enough salt to bring the rest of the flavors forward. Yeah, it depends on the tomatoes you use, I think, Cookie. Like, a good quality tomato shouldn't be overly acidic that you're being forced to use sugar. When you have those lower quality tomatoes with not as much flavor, that you have to add that sweetness from another area. Nike. Okay, so let's mix this up. And totally your choice whether you like to add black pepper to tomato soup. I do. And then I also made sure it was ground fine enough that you don't get like a big pepper bite when you're eating it. This is gonna be hearty, very nourishing. So you can see how it coats the spoon. So that's what we're also looking for. One more small pinch of salt and then I think we're good. Because the grilled cheese sandwiches are gonna be quite creamy and rich. So this should be perfect to cut through that. And then especially once we add the chili garlic oil on top. And then you can always add more black pepper in your own bowl, but I don't think I would make this too peppery to start with. Okay. Knock that off. Oh, cookie. We got some Parmesan in the fridge. I think we might have to grate a little bit of that over top, hey? Good one. Okay, let me go get our sourdough. I think we should be good to pop that in. Yeah. Oh, hi. Hey, come on. Doggo's helping me. She's helping. Look at that. So it's just popping over the top. We got our oven ready. 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You can also tell I put it in a warmer spot because it's wanting to stick to the plastic. Just gently take that off. And then it should be about 40 to 50 minutes in the oven. Yeah, we're rising to the occasion here, bonk. So I will usually set a 20-minute timer to check on it halfway and give it a little swirl in there so it bakes evenly. Yeah, Parmesan and tomatoes, other than Nike, like a fresh mozzarella, that's hard to beat too. Okay, so 20 minutes. Hey Siri, 20-minute timer.
Okay, starting now.
Perfect. And then, I mean, might as well pop this in the oven to keep it warm instead of just on the burner beside me that I put away already. And then I think, is it time? Might as well just like fill up the oven entirely with everything. And then we just gotta grab our bowls for the soup, a plate for the sandwich, and finish up our garnishes. We got fresh basil, chili garlic oil, and then we'll go grab some Parmesan from the fridge. 3 garnishes. It is a big oven, ampersand. I'm using the Traeger for all of this. A very nice big oven. Okay, so that's going. We got our chili garlic oil, our couple little basil leaves. And then I also want to say, because we've already griddled the bottom of the bread for the grilled cheese sandwiches, it should not take long at all to finish the melting of the cheese. And yeah, it's a Traeger. It's a pellet powered oven or smoker, we can say. So I'm just gonna thinly slice this. We can sprinkle that over the top. Fresh basil in the soup and on top. And then, like I said, if you wanted a bit extra cream in the soup, you can always do a small drizzle of whipping cream if you want it at the end. So this is called chiffonade. Just thin little slices of basil. And then we just open it back up. I only cut as much as we're going to use because then it starts to go bad basically right away. It'll start to dry out or turn brown on us. And then that's also why we cut the garnish basically right before we plan to serve. Okay, so we got those 2 items. Oh, nice one, Cookie. Evaporated milk or creme fraiche also works too. Yeah. Hi, Swilliams. I'm doing good. Happy Friday to you. How are you doing today? I'm gonna switch up this camera now since we're done with the blending. All good, Tenacious? Yeah, this was your first cooking stream. One thing I will say is it's quite popular for the streamer if you've been cooking to basically raid and run, as we call it. Or raid and lurk as you start cleaning up the kitchen. Yeah, creme fraiche, Maya. Question, when should one stop worrying about the heating effect of the blender? Friction for the high-speed blades, you've always pulsed soups. Honestly, if you're just doing it with soups, I don't think it really matters that much. Because like you saw, I put the fresh basil in there and didn't really give a heck at all. It's when you're getting into making stuff like, for example, a pesto, is you definitely want to start worrying about the heat because like I said, the basil leaves are very delicate that if they get too cold or too warm, they start to turn brown. You're just having a chill Friday? Nice. You got any good foods planned for the weekend, Williams? Parmesan. Come on, peppers. Yeah, we're almost there. We got this nice big block of 30-month aged parm. So we'll just grab our microplane. Get that ready. Have a peek as I pass by over here. Cheese is starting to melt. Bread's rising. Everything looks great. I'm gonna do 1 bowl of soup in a black dish today. And then the other one in a white dish today. So we can see like 2 different color contrasts to the tomato soup. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, she knows it's almost time, I think, Maya. Like she knows when it gets to this time of day that it's almost time for plating. You were using your microplane on the dark chocolate for some nice flakes on the mousse at the end. Yeah, that plus Maldon salt. You know what you're doing, Tenacious. That's awesome. Okay, and then like I said, we need a couple plates just for the sandwich. Our sandwich action. Soup and sandwich kind of day. And honestly, this is like some of my favorite food to make. Soup and sandwiches. There's just so many variations that you can use. So I'll pop the soup, I think, just up and over here. We can ladle from. Get my trivet ready. And we'll put the sandwiches down lower. Williams, you're making beef rice bowls tonight, maybe some bread tomorrow. You're trying to plan a bike ride from Canmore to Banff and back, so you may eat there. Sounds fun. Sounds really awesome. Just gonna do a swivel on the grilled cheese. The cheddar is melting, but the Gouda is taking a bit of time. Couple more moments and then we're there. Good timings. What, 3 hours to make all this today? plus an extra loaf of bread for Sunday's stream. Can't even be upset about that. Oh, did we still want the pickle on the side of the grilled cheese? I think so, hey? I'll grab the jar of pickles. I have to say, this was like one of the most effortless tomato soups I've ever made, and it turned out so good. Some dill picklers. Glad I wrote that on the thing, otherwise I would have forgot. Pickle on the side. Cuts through the fatty cheeses. Okay, all of the things crossed off of the list. Another successful day. Got our serrated knife, as well as the spatula for the grilled cheeses. Okay, Nike, my dude. Have a wonderful day at work. Thank you for hanging out with us while you had the time to. Hopefully we inspired you to, well, I know you're going to create delicious stuff at work today, but also eat delicious things. Spread the deliciousness. That's what it's all about here. Always good to see you. Okay, so the Gouda doesn't really melt the same way that cheddar does. I think that's what I'm seeing here. Doesn't really have the same sheen and spreading out that the cheddar is doing. So I think we're almost there. Because like the cheddar is pretty melted-y already. Maybe we'll just let the heat from the cheddar finish melting the Gouda is what I'm thinking. This is where we're at. It's looking too good. Hello. Look at the glaze. It's like glistening. But then if we look at the Gouda, it's like just barely melted. So all I'm gonna do is just put this on the side, close up our sandwiches, and let those rest for a moment before we even cut into it. Might actually put the tray just back into the oven for a sec, just to get the tops crisped up really nice. Show you how they look when they're covered up or closed, let's say. Holy! Yeah! Look at that. Nom. Okay, back in. Back in for a quick stint. The dog, her face. Were you ready? Blowtorch time? I don't often blowtorch my food to like finish it off. I know that's such like a quick and easy way to do that to get the color, but I don't love the flavor from like the gassy blowtorch. It's not my fave. This is the dog right now. If you could see her, she's literally laying in front of me right here like this with her paws. Just head in the paws. Like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for lunch, Kate. Okay, I'm gonna take the soup out, start garnishing it up. While we finish griddling our sandwich. Not my preferred flavor, Maya. And like, there's nothing against blowtorches. It's something that we often use when we make creme brulees and dishes like that. Okay, back it up. Back it up. But I mean, if you can make a dish the proper way, then you should. Okay, give this one more stir. She's mad because I kicked her out of her spot that was the closest to the food. And yeah, the other thing I like about this tomato soup is, I mean, it is dairy-free. We are putting Parmesan cheese on it, so it's not going to be dairy-free once garnished, but the original soup is. And then you have the option to add dairy if you want, right? So nice big bowl of that. It turned out so nice, Maya. Like the consistency of it, the mouthfeel, all of the nice flavor that we got from roasting everything. Probably going to be my new way of making soups now. So thank you for that, Cookie. Way more fun than just like throwing everything in a pot and letting it simmer. Let me just have another peek over here. Yeah, it looks very creamy still, right? Okay, that's it for that. Wow. We'll just let those sit for a sec. When you have to rest the sandwich. Okay, first I gotta show you this one end though. Look at the one, the cheese droop. This is for you, Cookie. Oh. Yeah, go away, fly. Sick of this. These are the last 2 flies left in the world right now, and they're bugging us. Okay, so I'm gonna do... Should I do the Parmesan last? Probably. So I'm not gonna shake up the chili garlic oil and get any of the sediment. I'm just gonna go for a nice swirl here. So start in the center and then I'm just gonna swirl out. Or you could also do it another way. If I open this all the way up, maybe that was a bit too far, is you can just do a squiggle the other way. Like that. Have fun with it. You don't always have to do the same thing. Kusher K, hello, how are you? Okay, now come back in. And now I'll do our little bit of basil. Garnish. Spread it out like just a little bit if we can. There we go. Ah, that was a straight up wasp in my face. Okay, we better go quick. The buggies are ready for lunch. And now, the last garnish. Some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Ah! All I hear is buzzing. They're after our cheese. Yeah, food crashers. What is this? Get out of here. Okay, I'm just gonna make a bit of room here for myself. Take this away for a bit. Okay. I don't even know which piece to grab. Whoa. Okay, let's slide that back onto the right spot. Look at that edge. We got like cheeses on cheeses. The chili garlic oil is just like life, Lauren. Okay, our serrated knife. Should we go this way? I think we should still do the diagonal cut. And so what did we say? Babish's Pro cheese pull tip. Cut it and then put it back together. Just for a moment. Should work good. I'm gonna eat this little crispy cheese-em. Doggo's favorite coffee person or delivery person's here. Okay, ready? Oh, we got like the babyest cheese pull. Okay, we need to squeeze it out more. Okay, let's try the other one. We might have also waited a touch too long before cutting them. But I mean, it's there. I also didn't like overdo it with the cheese inside of the sando, right? Yeah, there we go. I like the mixture. Looks good. And I mean, really, just like take a peek at this one in its full form. It couldn't be ooier or gooier. Okay, let me just wipe the board real quick, take a photo, and then we get to see how this all tastes together. Looks very Gouda. Thank you, Lauren. Do these first, or over here. Oh no, I guess that works too. Pop that there. Not loving the lighting we're getting here. That's our bread timer. I think that's just the season right now, ain't it? Thanks, Tenacious. Okay, just gonna swirl my breadlies. Holy, she's rising to the occasion, like Bonk was saying. I'm gonna set, hey Siri, 15-minute timer.
15 minutes.
This,
15 minutes.
whoa,
Counting down.
is for Rando. Hi, Scat.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Looks so good.
Yeah, enjoy. At work in the lurk? Well, thank you for that, Scat. Okay, first, before this cools off too much, I really need to have a bite because I'm so interested to see how this crispy cheese top turned out. Mmm. But if I do this, whoa. The smoked Gouda is really nice. Okay, this is the other thing I wanted to really check. Yeah, it doesn't overpower the cheddar at all. I needed to dip that before I even had any soup. Mm-hmm. Such a good combo. Holy. The basil really complements the smoked Gouda. I didn't expect that. Oh yeah, can you hear the crunch? It's perfect, right? Crunchy exterior, gooey, soft, cheesy center. Mm-hmm. I'm actually not sure the cheese on top of the bread, but if I was to guess, Cookie, it would be Asiago? Maybe? Have to ask Sammy when he gets home. Okay, now. Welcome back, Flower. I hope that your trip went well. Seemed to go pretty quick. Hopefully you found everything you needed. Yeah, we're just getting into tasting some Luncheroo. Very nice flavor. Wow. It's like very fruity tasting. Does that make sense? I think we got enough tomato lovers in here that we can call them fruity. Almost melony. Tomato first, basil second, and then kind of everything else after that. I will be honest, I'm not getting a ton of spice from the chili garlic oil. Just a nice little garnish to mix in. The Parmesan on top is nice too for a little bit of extra saltiness. Yum. I'm so excited that I made lots of that soup because I cannot wait to eat that throughout the week. Definitely a combination that needs to be dipped though, because it's honestly, it's good separate, but it's better together. Mm-hmm. The Gouda's got like such funk, yet creaminess. It's a very unique flavor. Hector, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry for making you hungry. And like, even with us not getting too much caramelization or color on the roasted veg for the tomatoes or the soup, let's say, still really nice depth of flavor. Totally could freeze the soup, Lauren. Typically I just freeze it in like the 1 liter containers as a portion, something like this. Just don't overfill it, otherwise it bursts the lid off. And then yeah, just take it out, heat it up when you want it. 'Tis the season to make soups and freeze them for yourself for future use. This is a definite make again. Probably not until like next year though, because of the tomatoes, right? We're getting near the end of tomato season. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go make sure we get a thumbs up. QC. Good stuff. Okay, good. Least effort that I've ever put into a soup. Gotta love that. And yeah, the color, I like how the color shows up like quite a lot darker and more red on the camera than it looks more orange to me in real life. Yum, Cookie. Thank you so much for requesting this for us today. Have one more peek on our bread over here. She's baking right along. Nothing crazy going on inside. And then we have 2 extras. Look at, you can tell that the cheddar was melty because when I put the top on it, like literally just slid off. Thanks, gravity. So yeah, those will be yummy for snacking later on too. Douche Bagans, thanks for the follow. This was so simple to make. One thing that we didn't put in was some potato. Like we did ours a lot easier, I feel, than even the recipe I linked today, is they cooked some stuff roasted in the oven and then other stuff they started in the soup pot. Whereas we just did full oven the whole time, blended, and then into the pot to season. Much simpler and easier. Okay, so if you want to save the recipe for yourself from any of the things we made today, post those up, bookmark them up, or they're all already in our Discord. What would the potato do? I'm guessing just thicken it, Cookie. But I couldn't imagine that we would need any more extra thickening, considering we had to add a liter of vegetable stock when we blended anyways, right? So probably not really necessary, but if anyone tries it with potato, let me know. It could also be a nice like filler or a way to bulk up this soup. Make it a bit more nourishing, I suppose. Okay, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up stream today. That was a nice one. 3 hours. 3 hours to make grilled cheese, tomato soup, and a loaf of sourdough bread. Yeah, probably that too, hey, flour. Change the texture a bit too. Like a less thick tomato soup. Me too. Me too, Ghetto Beano. Like what you're not gonna see is after stream, I'm gonna mow this entire bowl. Very nourishing tasting. True that as well, Maya. Don't really need the extra starch either if you're gonna serve the soup with grilled cheese sandwiches. Fact. Okay, I'm creeping on Twitch, seeing who we're gonna go raid. Cupcake roulette with Cosmic Cat. Fried Chicken Fridays over with Chef Negan. Rusty's doing a charity stream. What about Maka Waka? A birthday stream? Might have to go see Maka Waka, I'm thinking. Yeah, I even got it done. Yes. Before Bonk even had to go to work. The only thing that I missed, we haven't had any pickles yet. What the heck? Honestly, the soup is nicely like garnished with the fresh basil that I am not missing my pickle palate cleanser. Palate cleansing pickle. Okay, we're gonna go hang out with Maka Waka on his birthday. This is someone who supported our stream a lot early on, so I would love to go send some love over his way. What do we got going down tomorrow? I believe it's a pork ragu. I was gonna serve it with pasta, but since we didn't do any polenta earlier this week, I think we're gonna do a cheesy polenta with our pork ragu tomorrow. Okay, that's set up. And then going with that is we're also going to be making roasted Brussels sprouts and dressing them up like a Caesar salad. So we're gonna roast off the Brussels until they're nice and crispy, drizzle some Caesar salad dressing on there, grate some more fresh Parmesan cheese. Or maybe we'll get crazy and make Parmesan crisps. Nom. This is gonna be another way that we use up some of the pork from the suckling pig too, so stay tuned for that. Another tasty stream coming up tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific as always. All right, friendos. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for supporting our future goals pertaining to this stream. And hopefully we inspired you to spread the deliciousness. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Now I'm gonna go clean up and stay warm. Yes. And yeah, it's Friday, so get pumped, right? Okay, let's go wish Maka a happy birthday and see how he's doing. Love you guys. Stay safe. If you need anything at all, we're around on Discord and Twitch, so don't be afraid to message. Okay, see y'all tomorrow. Take care. Love ya. Till next time. Bye.